Tēnā koutou katoa, ngā mihi nui kia koutou I tēnei wā. My name is Dr. Amber Aranui, and I'm the repatriation researcher for the Karanga Aotearoa Repatriation Program, based at the Museum of New Zealand, Te Papatongarewa. For the last 12 years, I've been undertaking provenance research on our ancestors located throughout the world. More recently, I've become the project lead, or kaiarahi, for a government-funded national repatriation project called Ngā Kahu. For me personally, repatriation is about making right the wrongs of the past, so we can all move more positively together into the future. In order to deal with some of the issues around repatriation, I think first and foremost it is important to create relationships, real, meaningful relationships, not only with the museums who hold our ancestors, but also with the descendants of those ancestors, the iwi, the hapu and the whānau, who are waiting for their ancestors to be returned. In 2018, a Moko, a tūpuna, an ancestor, was returned to Aotearoa, New Zealand from this museum. However, with very little information relating to how he even got to Europe, we have a hard road ahead of us in order to return him to his descendants. It's important to note that provenance research relating to Moko specifically is very difficult due to the lack of historical information associated with them. As such, we've had to develop a multi-stream research strategy. And this strategy includes historical research. It also includes research into the Moko and also into the techniques of preservation. Having this tūpuna returned is important for us because this tūpuna is now home and is one step closer to being at peace and can finally be laid to rest as the dead should be allowed to do. It is also about healing and putting to rest that dark phase of our history, of the world's history, in the collection and theft of human remains. As a Māori woman, I connect to these ancestors. They are not unknown specimens of science or anthropology. They are my tūpuna. This work is incredibly emotional and spiritual. And undertaking this work, you can't help but connect with them, to cry for them, to mourn over them. They don't want to be here. They never asked to be here. They want to go home. Knowing that our ancestors and our cultural objects remain in Western museums is hard. On the one hand, for me personally, knowing that the vast majority of human remains in museums and universities were taken, were stolen without consent. It's ethically and morally wrong, regardless of the fact that they were done in the name of science. And I think what saddens me the most is that even today, institutions still hold science and knowledge over human rights and morals. I think our taonga, our cultural objects, if they were stolen or obtained by dubious means, then they need to come home. Going forward into the future, I hope that museums are open and proactive about returning culturally significant material and ancestral remains back to their people. Repatriation should not be something to be feared, and our museums will not become empty rooms. Whether we like it or not, repatriation is part of museology. Think of this as a chance to do something positive, to help heal, and also to learn from one another. And I hope that our relationship with this museum in particular, that we're able to build on and maintain our relationship. Kia ora.